Hey everybody, NC Prepper here again with another video. Today I wanted to take a departure from some of the videos that I've made in the past and show you something that I actually came across in an article online that by Shooting Illustrated. The article was titled, "It's a slide stop, not a slide release." Basically what they're demonstrating is when they're talking about when you're taking a handgun, and like this is my sheet of 84. When you use this and you're loading this for the first time, and I'll do a safety check here, it is unloaded, magazine's out. One of the things they were describing is that some people who are new to shooting tend to use, what they're talking about is this right here, the slide stop. What they're talking about is that when you fire the last round or you need to clear something, the lever comes up and holds the slide open, so you can get the round out. You could theoretically load another round in, a single round in, and then what people will do is they will pull down on this lever in an attempt to try to get that to go forward. But depending upon what the gun is, or the handgun is, on the Beretta it's large, because this is fashioned from a military style weapon where you could be in various situations where you could have dirty hands, lots of different things that could go on. The slide stop is really large on this particular weapon, but when you take that in comparison to real popular concealed carry handgun, this one happens to be the Taurus TCP. Because it's concealed, the slide stop is real tiny on this one. So if you pull this back and it's up, it's harder, much harder to pull that down to release that. So as I said, right now it is empty, but I am going to be loading live rounds in this, but you know, I've taken all the safety precautions that I can. I really just wanted to show people what they're illustrating, but you can only do that with what I have, and I happen to have live rounds. I don't have the training bullets to go in the magazines, but basically what they're describing in this article is, and I'll post a link to it in the comments below, that you can see I've got 380 rounds in here. When you pull this forward, or put that in, and you want to release that to load a round, you have to pull down on that really hard to get that to pull down. And if you're trying to do that for some reason on a reload, you know, when it's in a stressful situation, that can be very time consuming to get that done. So what I'll do, pull the magazine out, eject that round, load it up, and we'll open this back up. What they're describing you should do, loading this back up, is when you've done that, when you look in the inside of this, you see the round is ready to be stripped off the magazine and loaded into the chamber. Instead of trying to pull down on that, they're getting people to train with, when you've put the magazine in, you know, a lot of people will use a finger, guide that in. When you load that in, reach back and just pull back. All you've got to do is, you can see this has got these cutouts in the slide to make it real easy to grab. I'll show you again. Pull that out, eject that round, keep this open, loading that up. What you're doing is you're just grabbing a hold of this and pull back. They call this a slingshot method, where you pull back, let go, and it goes in. The reason that they're saying that you should possibly train in this method is if you have been handed a handgun that you have no familiarity with whatsoever, you may not be familiar with how the slide stop releases. So wasted seconds, wasted time trying to figure out how this works. But for the most part, any handgun, when you pull back on that, you'll strip off a round out of the magazine, and you'll allow the full strength of the spring to pull that forward, and you don't have to use this waste time doing that. So you load, pull back, and it will strip off a round. Let me show you that in the Beretta. Same way, this has got the grips here too on both sides. Load that in instead of wasting time. You know, on this one I really probably wouldn't worry about that much, but still, same thing. Load that in, pull back on the slide, and you are going to allow the full strength of the spring to strip off a round out of the magazine and allow you to have a loaded weapon. Put that forward. Just using the safety to release the hammer. And I can show you again, pull that out, because there is a live round in there. Pull it out. Locking this back again, same thing. Pull back. Just that simple. Not messing with this, you're ready to shoot again. Ready to go. And I actually show you another handgun that I've got. This happens to be the Bursa Thunder 380. You can see a theme here, having a lot of 380s. Have one bullet and several handguns. Redundancy. Same thing, it's unloaded, magazine's out. We'll do this, load that magazine in, pull back, pull him way back onto the slide, let it go. Doesn't matter what kind of handgun you have, you will find that, let's see, we'll unload that. Lock it back. Same thing, load it, pull. No wasted time, doesn't matter, don't have to remember. It's a pretty simple concept. I mean, it's people tend to, like beginners tend to think you're supposed to pull this down to release that, you know, but varying, it can take different strengths. This can be more pronounced on some handguns and not nearly as pronounced on other handguns, where this is mainly meant to be a concealed weapon on the TCP. It's tiny on there. There's no way. I've tried pulling this down with my thumb, and there's so little of it there. It's not worth trying. You train like this, and you let go of that. It's always the same no matter what gun you use. So I thought it was a really interesting article. It looks like it just came out today, actually, and I happened to see it in the news feed. That it just was it's not a very long article. I think it's before I will post it on in the comments down below. But hopefully you find that you found this interesting. You know, I did. I've trained that way in the past, but it was just interesting to me that they decided to write an article about it in a published magazine and kind of just give you a live action to see what they're actually describing, because not everybody has a handgun, you know, and so they may read this magazine and they're getting into the hobby. They don't have guns yet, where they may not understand what's going on, the mechanics of what's going on there. And, you know, hopefully, like I said, I've showed 3 different guns here, and just that it doesn't matter that the mechanism pretty much works the same way all the time. And it's a simple muscle memory sort of thing that you can build up during training to just pull back on the slide instead of trying to release the slide stop, because it's not a slide release. You're not releasing this to go forward. It's what stops this from going forward to keep it open. Keeps this open. It stops it from going back forward. It's not to release that, because it's tough to pull that down. It's easier just pull back on that and let it go forward. So, as I said, hopefully you find this video interesting. You know, please, if you've got any comments below, got any experience using this method, please let me know. I love comments. I'd love to be able to talk with more of the viewers. Again, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to see in your feed when I put out new videos, please subscribe, and I will come back with a video as quickly as I can. Thanks. Bye.